Some of you watching this right now are losing a war nobody knows about. You smile in public, but privately you're exhausted. You say, I'm fine, but deep down you feel stuck. You got dreams in your mind, greatness in your heart, but every single day feels like a battle between who you are and who you could become. And the scary part is not failure. The scary part is waking up 5 years from now in the exact same position with the same excuses, the same weak habits, the same unfinished goals, realizing you had potential but never became dangerous enough to use it. Because listen carefully, the world does not care about your talent if your mindset is weak. The world does not reward potential. It rewards execution. Right now, somewhere on this planet, somebody with less talent than you is winning because they are more disciplined. Somebody is outworking you while you sleep. Somebody is sacrificing while you are procrastinating. Somebody decided that pain was temporary, but regret lasts forever. And maybe that's why you clicked on this video. Because deep down, you know there's another version of yourself waiting to be unleashed. A version of you that stops running from pressure. A version of you that stops making excuses. A version of you that becomes focused, obsessed, disciplined, and relentless. But understand this, that version of you will never appear while you stay comfortable. Comfort is destroying millions of people silently. It makes people weak without them realizing. It convinces them to delay their dreams, waste their time, and settle for average lives. And every single day they tell themselves, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And next thing you know, life is gone. That is why this message matters. Because today is not just another video. This is a wake-up call. This is for the people tired of being lazy, tired of overthinking, tired of quitting on themselves, tired of watching other people live the life. They know they were capable of creating. Today, we are killing the weak mindset. Today, we are talking about discipline when motivation disappears. We are talking about mastering your mind when life gets difficult. We are talking about becoming so mentally strong that pressure no longer breaks you. Because the truth is, the version of you that changes everything is hiding inside discomfort. And if you stay until the end of this video, you are going to understand something most people never will. You do not become powerful when life is easy. You become powerful when you decide that no matter what happens, you will not stop. So lock in, remove every distraction, forget the noise, forget the doubters, forget who you used to be. Because by the end of this video, the weak version of you will have two choices: evolve or stay average forever. Comfort is the biggest addiction destroying potential today. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they become addicted to what feels easy. They wake up every morning choosing convenience over growth, excuses over execution, and temporary pleasure over long-term greatness. The dangerous thing about comfort is that it doesn't look like destruction in the beginning. It feels safe. It feels relaxing. It feels relaxing. It feels harmless. But slowly, day by day, comfort steals your ambition, your hunger, your discipline, and eventually your future. Every dream demands pain. Every level of greatness requires sacrifice. But comfort teaches people to avoid struggle at all costs. The moment life gets difficult, weak minds retreat back into safety. They quit too early. They stop too soon. They run from pressure instead of growing through it. And that is why average people stay average for the rest of their lives. You cannot become powerful while living a comfortable life. Strength is built in resistance. Discipline is built in struggle. Confidence is built by surviving hard moments. Nobody develops greatness sitting in comfort all day long. The strongest people in the world are not strong because life was easy for them. They became strong because they learned how to keep moving when life became difficult. Look at your life honestly. Every time you avoided discomfort, you delayed your growth. Every time you chose sleep over discipline, distractions over focus, fear over courage, you weaken your future. Success is not built in big moments. It is built in the small daily decisions nobody sees. The choice to wake up early, the choice to keep going when tired, the choice to stay focused when distractions are everywhere, the choice to work on yourself when nobody is forcing you to do it. Comfort tells you relax today. Discipline tells you stay focused. Comfort says you deserve a break. Discipline says earn it first. Comfort whispers excuses. Growth demands action. Most people are waiting for motivation before they move. But dangerous individuals understand something different. They know that growth begins the moment comfort ends. They don't wait to feel good. They move regardless of emotion. They understand that feelings change every day, but standards must remain permanent. Some days you will feel tired. Some days you will feel tired. Some days you will feel doubted. Some days your mind will tell you to stop. But greatness belongs to the people who keep showing up anyway. That is what separates winners from everyone else. Winners have learned how to operate under discomfort. They have trained themselves to stay locked. And when life becomes hard, they understand that pain is temporary, but regret lasts forever. And regret is one of the heaviest pains a human being can carry. Imagine looking back at your life knowing you had more inside you, knowing you could have pushed harder, dreamed bigger, stayed disciplined longer, but instead you kept choosing comfort. That pain destroys people mentally because deep down they know they abandoned their own potential. You were not created to live a small life. There is greatness inside of you, but greatness cannot grow in comfort. A seed cannot become a tree without breaking through darkness first. Pressure is part of transformation. Struggle is part of evolution. Hardship is part of becoming. The gym hurts before the body transforms. Discipline hurts before success arrives. Sacrifice hurts before greatness is revealed. Everything valuable demands discomfort first. That's why you must stop running from hard situations. Hard situations are training your mind. Every obstacle is developing resilience. Every setback is teaching endurance. Every difficult season is preparing you for another level of life. Weak people curse adversity. Dangerous people use adversity as fuel. You have to become mentally tougher. Life is not going to get easier. The competition is becoming stronger every single day. While some people are wasting time complaining, others are sharpening their minds, improving their skills, and building unstoppable habits. If you stay addicted to comfort, you will get left behind. Comfort destroys consistency. And without consistency, nothing great can exist. You cannot work hard one day and be lazy for the next 5 days expecting success to appear. Greatness requires repetition. It requires standards. It requires showing up even when the excitement disappears. Anybody can work hard when they feel inspired. Anybody can stay focused for one good day. But can you remain disciplined when nobody is watching? Can you continue when results are slow? Can you stay committed when the process becomes boring? That is the real test. Most people quit because they underestimate the power of endurance. Success is not always about being the smartest person in the room. Sometimes success belongs to the person who simply refused to stop, the person who kept fighting after disappointment, the person who stayed disciplined after failure, the person who kept believing after rejection. You don't need a perfect life to become successful. You need a stronger mindset. You need the ability to embrace discomfort instead of fearing it, because every level of growth will demand a new version of you. The weak version wants comfort. The stronger version wants growth. You must decide which version will control your life. Every morning is a battle between those two identities. One side wants excuses. The other side wants greatness. One side wants to stay safe. The other side wants transformation. And the decisions you make daily determine which. Identity becomes permanent. If you want to become dangerous, you must train yourself to love difficult things, love discipline, love pressure, love challenges, love the grind that average people avoid. Because inside discomfort is where confidence is born. Real confidence does not come from talking. It comes from proof. It comes from surviving things that tried to break you. It comes from knowing you can trust yourself under pressure. When you consistently do hard things, you develop a mindset that cannot easily be shaken by fear, doubt, or adversity. That is true power. The world respects people who can endure, people who can stay calm under pressure, people who can remain focused during chaos, people who refuse to break when life gets heavy. Those individuals become leaders because they have built themselves through struggle. So stop asking for an easier life. Build a stronger mind instead. Stop avoiding pain. Use it. Stop choosing comfort over your future. Because every single day, you stay inside your comfort zone, your dreams become weaker. Your potential becomes quieter. Your future becomes smaller. But the moment you embrace discomfort, everything changes. You become sharper, stronger, more focused, more disciplined, more dangerous. And once you learn how to operate in discomfort, nothing in this world can easily control you anymore. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. That is the difference most people fail to understand. They spend their lives waiting for the perfect feeling, the perfect mood, the perfect moment to finally take action. But the truth is, if you only move when you feel motivated, you will never reach your full potential. Feelings are unstable. Emotions change every day. Some mornings you wake up energized, and some mornings you wake up tired, frustrated, and mentally exhausted. If your success depends on emotion, your life will always move in cycles. One day you are focused, the next day you disappear. One week you are hungry, the next week you are distracted. That inconsistency destroys dreams. Discipline is different. Discipline does not ask how you feel. Discipline gives commands regardless of emotion. It teaches you how to execute even when your mind is fighting against you. That is why disciplined people become dangerous. They are not controlled by comfort, laziness, or temporary emotions. They move because they made a commitment to themselves, and commitment matters more than move. Anybody can grind when life feels good. Anybody can stay focused when results are coming quickly. But what happens when progress is slow? What happens when progress is slow? What happens when nobody supports you? What happens when you are exhausted mentally, emotionally, and physically? That is where discipline separates the strong from the weak. Weak people need motivation every day. Strong people create systems, habits, and standards that force them to move regardless of emotion. They understand that success is not built through random bursts of energy. Success is built through repetition, through consistency, through doing the boring work over and over again until excellence becomes automatic. The gym is a perfect example. There are days when you feel powerful walking in, but there are also days when your body feels heavy, your energy feels low, and your mind tells you to skip the workout. Discipline is the voice that says, go anyway. Because disciplined people understand something powerful. Every time you do something hard, when you do not feel like doing it, you build mental strength. That mental strength changes everything. The problem with motivation is that it depends on outside stimulation. A video inspires you. A song excites you. A speech fires you up. But eventually the feeling fades. Then reality returns. That is why so many people start strong but finish weak. They rely on emotional highs instead of building disciplined habits. They chase inspiration instead of developing standards. But dangerous individuals understand that discipline is freedom. Discipline frees you from excuses. Discipline frees you from procrastination. Discipline frees you from weakness. Discipline creates control over your own mind. Without discipline, your emotions control your life. If you feel tired, you quit. If you feel scared, you stop. If you feel uncomfortable, you run away. That is not power. Power is being able to act despite fear, despite exhaustion, despite difficulty. Your future is shaped by what you repeatedly do, not by what you occasionally feel. One disciplined hour every single day is more powerful than one motivated week, followed by inconsistency. Small disciplined actions repeated daily create massive transformation over time. That is how people become elite. Not through motivation alone, but through standards they refuse to break. The most successful people in the world are not always the most talented. Many times they are simply the most disciplined. They mastered the ability to show up consistently. They trained themselves to work when they did not feel like working. While everybody else waited for motivation, they stayed in motion. That is why discipline creates confidence. When you keep promises to yourself, your self-respect grows. Every early morning you conquer, every workout you finish, every distraction you resist, every task you complete, even when tired. Those moments build inner belief. You begin trusting yourself because your actions prove that you can handle pressure. Confidence is not built by talking big. Confidence is built by disciplined behavior repeated over time. And understand this clearly. Discipline becomes most important when life gets difficult. Anybody can stay positive when everything is working out. But when life hits you hard, discipline becomes your survival system. When motivation disappears, discipline keeps you moving. When emotions become unstable, discipline creates structure. When chaos surrounds you, discipline keeps your focus alive. That is why disciplined people recover faster from failure. They do not waste energy crying over setbacks forever. They adapt, learn, and continue moving. Their habits are stronger than temporary pain. Most people sabotage themselves because they live entirely based on emotion. If they feel bored, they stop working. If they feel stressed, they become distracted. If they feel uncertain, they quit too soon. Their emotions become dictators controlling their future. But disciplined individuals refuse to surrender control of their lives to temporary feelings. They understand that emotions are unreliable. Some days you will feel confident. Some days you will doubt yourself completely. But if your standards remain strong, your feelings lose power over your actions. That is real maturity. That is real strength. That is real danger. Discipline also creates momentum. Once you build strong habits, action becomes easier. Your mind stops debating every decision because execution becomes part of your identity. You no longer ask yourself whether you should work hard. You simply do it because that is who you are. Identity matters. If you identify as lazy, you will continue making lazy decisions. If you identify as weak, you will continue avoiding pressure. But if you identify as disciplined, your actions begin aligning with that standard. Dangerous people protect their routines because routines build power. They understand that success is not created through occasional effort. It is created through daily discipline stacked over years. The small choices matter more than people realize. Waking up early matters. Keeping your word matters. Staying focused matters. Controlling distractions matters. Finishing what you start matters. Those little actions build a powerful character over time. And character is everything, because eventually life will test you. There will be moments where motivation disappears completely. Moments where you feel exhausted, overlooked, doubted, and mentally drained. If you have not built discipline, you will collapse under pressure. But if you trained yourself to operate regardless of emotion, those difficult moments will not destroy you. They will reveal your strength. Discipline is painful in the beginning. It forces you to confront laziness, distractions, excuses, and bad habits. It demands sacrifice. It requires self-control. But eventually discipline becomes a source of peace because you know you are becoming stronger every single day. Meanwhile, undisciplined people suffer a different pain. The pain of regret, the pain of wasted potential, the pain of knowing they could have become more if they had simply stayed consistent. One pain builds you, the other destroys you. You must choose which pain you are willing to carry, because the reality is simple. Your dreams will not happen because you got motivated once. Your future changes when discipline becomes part of your identity. When you stop negotiating with weakness, when you stop waiting to feel ready, when you decide that no matter what emotions show up, you will continue moving forward. That is when you become unstoppable. That is when excuses lose their power. That is when average disappears from your life. And that is when you truly become dangerous. Most people confuse confidence with noise. They think confidence is talking loud, showing off, posting every move, or trying to prove themselves to the world. But real confidence is silent. Real confidence is solid. Real confidence does not beg for attention. It does not need validation. It does not need validation. It does not waste energy trying to convince people of its value. Silent confidence is built differently. It is built through discipline, pain, repetition, sacrifice, and self-respect. It comes from knowing who you are without needing applause from the outside world. Weak people announce everything. Strong people build quietly. There is power in silence because silence creates focus. The moment you stop chasing approval, you gain control over your energy, Too many people are performing instead of progressing. They spend more time talking about goals than actually working on them. They want recognition before results. They want applause before sacrifice. But dangerous individuals understand that the loudest person in the room is rarely the strongest. The lion does not need to announce its presence every second. Its energy speaks before its voice ever does. Solid confidence means you walk into a room without needing attention because preparation already gave you certainty. You know, the work you put in when nobody was watching. You know, the sacrifices you made in private. You know, the battles you survived mentally. That creates an inner belief that cannot be shaken easily by opinions. And opinions destroy many people because they build their identity around validation. If people praise them, they feel powerful. If people criticize them, they feel worthless. Their confidence depends entirely on external reactions. That is dangerous because the world is unstable. Some people will support you. Some people will doubt you. Some people will misunderstand you completely. If your confidence depends on everybody approving of you, you will lose yourself trying to please people who were never meant to understand your vision. Solid confidence frees you from that prison. You stop needing everyone to clap for your progress. You stop explaining every move. You stop arguing with doubters. You stop wasting energy trying to prove your value. Instead, you focus on building yourself. That is what dangerous people do. They let consistency speak for them. They let results make the noise. While everybody else is seeking attention, they are sharpening their mind, improving their skills, strengthening their discipline, and preparing for opportunities quietly. There is something powerful about people who move in silence. Nobody sees the pressure they are carrying. Nobody fully understands the work they are putting in behind closed doors. But one day their growth becomes impossible to ignore. That is why solid confidence is dangerous. It creates unpredictability. People underestimate quiet individuals because they mistake silence for weakness. But often the quietest people are the most disciplined, observant, and mentally strong. Noise can hide insecurity. Silence often reveals control. Think about it. People who constantly brag usually need reassurance. They are trying to convince themselves as much as they are trying to convince others. But individuals with real confidence do not need to speak excessively about what they are going to do. They are too busy executing. They understand that promises do not create respect. Results do. Solid confidence also protects your focus. The moment you start announcing every dream and every plan, you invite unnecessary distractions into your life. Opinions start surrounding you. Negativity enters your space. Pressure increases before progress is even made. But when you move quietly, your energy stays protected. Your vision remains clear. Your actions become stronger than your words. Not everybody deserves access to your goals. Not everybody deserves access to your process. Sometimes your next level requires privacy. There are seasons in life where you must disappear from unnecessary attention and lock in completely. While everybody else is chasing entertainment, you should be chasing mastery. While everybody else is posting every move, you should be building a future so powerful that your success eventually speaks on its own. That requires patience because silent confidence understands delayed gratification. It understands that real growth takes time. Weak minds want immediate recognition. Strong minds are willing to stay unnoticed while they improve. They trust the process enough to keep building even when nobody sees results yet. That level of patience creates power because confidence built slowly lasts longer. Anybody can feel confident after one victory, but silent confidence comes from surviving difficult seasons. It comes from continuing when nobody believes in you. It comes from failing, learning, adapting, and refusing to break mentally. Every challenge you survive quietly adds another layer of strength to your identity. Eventually, you stop panicking under pressure because you trust yourself. You know what you are capable of handling. That calm energy becomes intimidating because emotionally weak people cannot understand it. While others react emotionally to every obstacle, silently confident individuals remain composed. They stay focused. They stay disciplined. they stay dangerous. Calmness is a superpower in a chaotic world. Most people lose control quickly. One setback destroys their focus. One criticism ruins their confidence. One failure makes them quit. But people with silent confidence understand that temporary setbacks do not define their future. They trust their ability to recover. That trust creates resilience, and resilience is more valuable than talent. There are talented people everywhere who lack mental stability. The moment life becomes uncomfortable, they collapse emotionally. But silently confident individuals keep moving because their confidence was never built on perfect circumstances. It was built on endurance. Silent confidence also changes the way you carry yourself. You stop needing to dominate every conversation. You stop trying to impress everybody. You become more observant, more intentional, more disciplined with your energy. Your presence becomes stronger because it is grounded in certainty rather than performance. People can feel authentic confidence without words. It appears in the way you walk, the way you respond to pressure, the way you remain calm under criticism, and the way you continue working without needing praise. That energy earns respect naturally. And understand this clearly. Silence does not mean weakness. Silence means control. It means you are emotionally disciplined enough not to react to everything. It means you understand that not every battle deserves your attention. Weak people react to every opinion, every insult, every distraction. Strong people stay focused on the bigger mission. Not every attack requires a response. Not every critic deserves your energy. Not every doubter deserves an explanation. Sometimes the greatest response is success. When your life starts improving, when your discipline becomes visible, when your mindset becomes stronger, people eventually notice the transformation without you saying a word. That is the beauty of silent confidence. It does not chase validation because it already knows its value internally. It understands that true power is built privately before it is revealed publicly. So stop announcing every move. Stop seeking approval for your dreams. Stop depending on applause to feel valuable. Build yourself quietly. Wake up early without posting it. Train hard without showing off. Study without needing recognition. Improve without constantly explaining yourself. Let your work speak louder than your words. Because when confidence is real, it does not need to scream. It stays calm, focused, disciplined, unshaken. And that kind of energy becomes impossible to stop. That is solid confidence. That is real power. That is how you become dangerous. Your greatest enemy is not another person. It is not the people who doubt you. It is not the competition. It is not yours. Circumstances. Your greatest enemy is the weak version of yourself that keeps fighting against your growth every single day. The lazy version, the fearful version, the distracted version, the version that wants comfort instead of discipline. That is the real battle. And until you learn how to master your mind, you will continue losing wars nobody else can even see. Everything begins in the mind. Every action, every habit, every decision, every level of success or failure is first created mentally before it becomes reality. If your mind is weak, your life will eventually become weak. If your mind is disciplined, focused, and resilient, your life begins transforming from the inside out. That is why mastering your mind is one of the most important things a person can ever do. Most people are controlled by their thoughts instead of controlling them. The moment fear appears, they freeze. The moment doubt enters, they quit. The moment discomfort arrives, they run back to safety. Their emotions dominate their decisions. Their mind becomes their prison instead of their weapon. A weak mind always looks for the easiest path. It wants shortcuts, instant gratification, and temporary pleasure. It avoids pain at all costs. It says things like, I'll start tomorrow. 1 more hour won't hurt. I'm too tired. It's too hard. What if I fail? Those thoughts sound harmless in the beginning, but repeated over time, they slowly destroy potential. Every excuse weakens your discipline. Every delay weakens your momentum. Every act of avoidance trains your mind to surrender under pressure. That is why mastering your mind requires awareness first. You must become conscious of the internal battle happening inside you daily. There are two voices inside every person. One voice pushes you toward growth, discipline, and greatness. The other pulls you toward comfort, fear, laziness, and excuses. Whichever voice you feed consistently becomes stronger. Most people unknowingly feed weakness every day. They feed distraction. They feed negativity. They feed procrastination. They feed self-doubt. Then they wonder why they feel powerless. Your mind operates like a muscle. Whatever you train repeatedly becomes stronger. If you constantly give in to excuses, excuses become your identity. If you repeatedly push through discomfort, mental strength becomes your identity. That is why small decisions matter more than people realize. Every time you wake up early instead of sleeping, and you strengthen your mind, every time you finish work, despite being tired, you strengthen your mind. Every time you resist distractions and stay focused, you strengthen your mind. Those moments may seem small, but they are shaping your character daily. Mastering your mind means learning how to act independently from emotion. Feelings are temporary. Some days you will feel motivated, and some days you will feel mentally exhausted. But dangerous individuals do not allow temporary emotions to control permanent goals. They understand that discipline must leave when emotions become unstable. The problem with most people is that they negotiate with weakness. The alarm rings and the battle begins. Maybe tomorrow, maybe later. I deserve rest. And little by little, weakness wins. But mentally strong people stop negotiating. They make decisions quickly and follow through. They understand that hesitation creates openings for excuses. The longer you debate with your weak side, the stronger it becomes. Mastering your mind also means controlling your focus. We live in a world filled with distractions. Social media, entertainment, negativity, comparisons, endless noise pulling attention in every direction. Most people cannot focus deeply anymore because their minds are constantly overstimulated. Their attention is broken. Their discipline is weak. But focus is power. A focus is power. A focused individual can achieve more in 1 year than distracted people achieve in 10. Why? Because energy directed consistently toward one mission creates unstoppable momentum. Dangerous people protect their attention carefully. They understand that whatever controls your focus controls your future. If distractions control your mind, your life will become scattered. But if purpose controls your mind, your life becomes intentional. You must learn how to silence unnecessary noise. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every trend deserves your energy. Not every distraction deserves your time. Mastering your mind requires learning how to say no to things that weaken your focus. And understand this clearly. The hardest battles are often invisible. People see success publicly, but they never see the private wars fought internally. The mornings where you battle self-doubt. The nights where you fought the urge to quit. The moments where your mind told you to stop, but you kept going anyway. That is where real transformation happens. Mental mastery is built in those hidden moments. Every successful person has experienced internal struggle, fear, uncertainty, pain, anxiety, pressure. But the difference is that mentally strong people refuse to surrender to those emotions. They feel fear and move forward anyway. They feel pressure and stay focused anyway. They feel pain and continue building anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action despite fear. That is what mastering your mind truly means. It means refusing to let emotions dominate your destiny. Your environment also shapes your mind more than you realize. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, excuses, laziness, and small thinking, your mindset will slowly shrink. Energy is contagious. Weak environments create weak habits. Strong environments create stronger standards. That is why mentally disciplined people guard what enters their mind. They are careful about the conversations they engage in, the content they consume, and the people they spend time around. They understand that thoughts become actions, actions become habits, and habits eventually become identity. Your identity determines your future. If deep down you believe you are weak, you will continue making weak decisions. If deep down you believe you are disciplined, your actions begin aligning with strength. That is why self-talk matters. The way you speak to yourself matters. Many people destroy themselves mentally before life even has the chance to challenge them. They constantly repeat, I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. I always fail. Over time, the mind accepts those words as truth. But mentally strong individuals speak differently. Even during difficult seasons, they remind themselves, I can adapt, I will grow through this. I am stronger than this moment. I will not quit. That internal language builds resilience. And resilience is one of the most dangerous qualities a person can possess because resilient people cannot easily be broken. They recover from failure faster. They survive pressure better. They continue moving when others collapse emotionally. Life will always test your mind. There will be moments where you feel overwhelmed, moments where failure embarrasses you, moments where rejection hurts deeply, moments where your confidence disappears completely. Those are the moments where your mental discipline becomes everything. Because in difficult seasons, your mind either becomes your greatest weapon or your greatest enemy. Weak minds panic under pressure. Strong minds adapt under pressure. Weak minds search for escape. Strong minds search for solutions. Weak minds surrender to adversity. Strong minds grow through adversity. That difference changes entire lives. You must understand that mastering your mind is not a one-time achievement. It is a daily process. Every day you must choose discipline over excuses, focus over distractions, growth over comfort, strength over weakness. And every time you win those internal battles, you become more dangerous, more disciplined, more resilient, more focused, more unstoppable. Because once you control your mind, very little in this world can control you anymore. Most people stop the moment life becomes difficult. The second pressure appears, they panic. The second obstacles show up, they slow down. The second failure hits them, they begin doubting themselves. That is why so many people never reach greatness. They want success without resistance. They want growth without struggle. They want rewards without sacrifice. But pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is the process that reveals who you really are. Pressure either creates power or exposes weakness. Every successful person you admire was tested by pressure. Every champion, every leader, every powerful individual faced moments where life pushed them to their limits mentally, emotionally, and physically. The difference is that they refused to break. While average people allowed pressure to destroy them, dangerous individuals allow pressure to transform them. Pressure is necessary because comfort never forces growth. Easy situations do not reveal strength. Anybody can stay calm when life is smooth. Anybody can stay positive when everything is going well. But when uncertainty appears, when pain enters your life, when setbacks begin attacking your confidence, that is when your true identity is revealed. Pressure reveals discipline. Pressure reveals mindset. Pressure reveals character. That is why you must stop fearing difficult seasons. Difficult seasons are building a stronger version of you. Every challenge is training your resilience. Every setback is sharpening your mentality. Every obstacle is developing endurance. The problem is that most people misinterpret pressure. They think pressure means life is against them. They think struggle means they are failing. But often pressure is a sign that growth is happening. Diamonds are created under pressure. Muscles grow through resistance. Strong minds are built through adversity. Without pressure, you remain weak. Look at your life honestly. Some of the strongest lessons you learned came through painful experiences. Some of your greatest growth came after disappointment, rejection, failure, or struggle. Pain forced maturity. Pressure forced discipline. Hardship forced evolution. That is why dangerous individuals stop asking for easier lives. Instead, they build stronger minds. We people complain constantly. Why is this happening to me? This is too hard. I can't handle this. But mentally strong people ask different questions. What is this teaching me? How can I grow from this? How do I become stronger through this? That mindset changes everything. Because pressure can either break your spirit or awaken your power depending on how you respond to it. Most people never realize how strong they truly are because they quit too early. They leave the battlefield before discovering their real potential. The moment things become uncomfortable, they retreat back to safety. But growth exists beyond comfort. Transformation exists beyond fear. Sometimes life puts pressure on you because there is another level inside you waiting to emerge. Pressure forces focus. When life becomes difficult, distractions lose importance. Suddenly your priorities become clearer. Your mindset sharpens. Your survival instincts activate. That is why some people produce their greatest work during the hardest seasons of their lives. Pressure awakens intensity, and intensity creates momentum. Think about athletes during championship moments. Think about soldiers during battle. Think about entrepreneurs risking everything to build a vision. In those moments, pressure is everywhere. But pressure also creates extraordinary performance because it demands complete focus and commitment. Dangerous individuals learn how to stay composed inside pressure instead of collapsing under it. That calmness becomes a superpower because emotionally, weak people panic quickly. The moment pressure increases, they lose discipline. They become distracted. They overthink everything. Fear controls their decisions, but mentally strong people stay grounded. They trust their preparation. They trust their ability to adapt. Even when life becomes chaotic, they continue moving forward. That is real strength. Pressure also teaches emotional control. Many people are ruled entirely by emotion. One bad day destroys their focus. One rejection kills their confidence. One failure makes them question their entire future. But dangerous people understand that emotions are temporary. They refuse to make permanent decisions based on temporary feelings. They stay steady during storms. That stability creates leadership because people naturally trust individuals who remain calm under pressure. In chaotic situations, everybody looks for the person who stays composed, the person who thinks clearly, the person who does not panic emotionally. That type of energy becomes magnetic because it creates certainty when everything else feels unstable. But that level of composure is not built overnight. It is earned through repeated exposure to difficult situations. Every challenge you survive increases your mental endurance. Every obstacle you overcome teaches your mind that you are capable of handling more than you once believed. That is why resilience matters more than talent. Talent means nothing if pressure destroys you mentally. There are talented people everywhere who collapse the moment adversity arrives. But resilient individuals continue fighting even after failure, embarrassment, setbacks, and disappointment. Resilience keeps people alive during difficult seasons, and difficult seasons are unavoidable. There will be moments where life tests everything inside you, moments where money becomes tight, moments where people doubt you, moments where loneliness hits hard, moments where exhaustion makes you question your path completely. Those moments are dangerous because weak minds begin searching for escape. They turn toward excuses, distractions, or quitting. But strong minds lean into the pressure. They understand that discomfort is temporary, but growth from adversity can last forever. Every painful season carries lessons. Pressure teaches patience. Pressure teaches patience. Pressure teaches focus. Pressure teaches discipline. Pressure teaches endurance. Most importantly, pressure teaches self-belief. Because every time you survive something difficult, your confidence grows stronger. Not fake confidence based on words, but real confidence built through experience. You begin realizing, I can handle hard situations. I can survive setbacks. I can recover from failure. I can keep moving under pressure. That realization changes your identity completely. Eventually, pressure stops intimidating you because you understand its purpose. You stop seeing adversity as punishment and start seeing it as preparation. You stop fearing hard moments because you know those moments are building your strength. That is when you become dangerous. Dangerous people are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear stop them. They feel pressure, but they continue executing anyway. They feel uncertainty, but they remain disciplined anyway. They feel pain, but they continue building anyway. That mentality creates unstoppable momentum because life can no longer easily shake them. Most people are controlled by circumstances. If life feels good, they work hard. If life feels difficult, they lose focus. But dangerous individuals maintain standards regardless of circumstances. Their discipline remains stable during chaos. That consistency makes them powerful. Pressure also destroys excuses. When life becomes intense, you discover what truly matters. Complaining becomes useless. Procrastination becomes dangerous. Weak habits become exposed. Pressure forces accountability because excuses no longer solve anything. At some point, you must decide, will pressure destroy me or will pressure build me? That decision determines your future because pressure is unavoidable, but growth through pressure is optional. Some people allow adversity to make them bitter. Others allow adversity to make them stronger. The strongest people in this world are not those who avoided struggle. They are the people who survive struggle without losing their purpose. So stop running from pressure. Embrace it. Use it. Grow through it. Because every challenge you conquer increases your power. Every difficult moment you survive strengthens your identity. Every obstacle you overcome sharpens your mentality. And once you learn how to remain focused, disciplined, and relentless under pressure, very little in this world will ever be able to stop you again. Before you quit on yourself, hear this one last time. There is a version of you that your current habits have never met. A stronger version, a disciplined version, a fearless version A, dangerous version. And every single day, that version is waiting for you to make a decision. Not tomorrow, not next year, right now. Because the truth is, your life changes the moment you stop treating your potential like a joke. Some of you have been sleeping on greatness for too long. You keep doubting yourself. You keep waiting for perfect conditions. You keep saying, one day I'll change. But listen carefully, one day is not a day on the calendar. One day becomes never for most people. Time does not wait. Life does not slow down. And every day you waste running from discipline, running from pressure, running from discomfort. You are delaying the future you keep praying for. You say you want success. You say you want success. You say you want respect. You say you want freedom. But are you willing to become the person capable of carrying those things? Because greatness has a price. It will cost comfort. It will cost excuses. It will cost old habits. It will cost a weak mindset that has been holding you back for years. But if you are willing to pay that price, there is nothing on this planet that can stop you. Imagine waking up every day with purpose. Imagine becoming so disciplined that distractions lose power over you. Imagine becoming so mentally strong that pressure no longer scares you. Imagine looking in the mirror and finally respecting the person staring back at you. That transformation is possible, but nobody can do the work for you. Not your friends, not your family, not the people supporting you, not the people doubting you. This battle is personal. And the reason most people stay average is because they never fully commit. They keep one foot in comfort and one foot in greatness, but you cannot live in both worlds. At some point, you must decide who you are going to become. The weak version of you must die so the stronger version can finally live. So when this video ends, don't just feel inspired for a few minutes and then go back to the same old habits. Don't let this become another temporary emotion. Make a real decision. Lock in. Go harder than you ever had before. Stay disciplined when it gets difficult. Stay focused when distractions attack you. Stay consistent when results are slow. And keep moving even when nobody believes in you. Because one day, the pain, the sacrifice, the discipline, and the struggle will all make sense. One day, people will look at your life and call you lucky, never realizing how many nights you fought battles silently just to become stronger. And when that day comes, you won't need validation from anybody because you will know the truth. You earned every piece of it. Now go become dangerous.